Hello, music lovers, to another episode of Rider TV. You're with Cheryl Lee.
And Vince Contarino.
And this week, we have the amazingly beautiful and talented Becky Blake. When you say someone gets better with age, like a good wine...
Or cheese.
I'll stick to the wine. Becky, isn't she a stunning lady?
Yeah.
She's really talented too. And she's a delight.
Yeah.
She's got a great sense of humour. Whew.
She's a beautiful human.
Yes.
Basically.
So you got to interview her at Coast FM.
Yeah. So she was my guest or co-presenter for the first hour. So, not only are we live to air to the radio waves, but we've got cameras, lights everywhere as well.
You're in good hands with you two.
Yeah.
You can, Anyway, let's have a look.
Yeah, let's have a look. It's not the first Monday of the month, but it's the second, and we've got Becky Blake with us today, who is going to guest host with us for the first hour. Thank you, Becky, for coming in.
My pleasure, Cheryl.
It's so great to have you, and we are wondering how we've got so much to talk about, how we're going to fit it into an hour, but you've all probably seen Becky performing around town. She's with Chunky Custard, the Piano Chicks, Becky and the Gents. I'm sure you've come across her somewhere along the line, and if you haven't, you will after tonight. Now, we opened the show with Joni Mitchell's Both Sides. That's your all-time favourite song.
Yes, I mean there's many, but I think this one stands out for me. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just amazing that she wrote it at 23, and then the version that we played was when she was in her 70s, and how you have the foresight to write a song like that. And I was a bit of a late bloomer when it came to Joni. I wasn't big on more of the folk stuff, but no, I've definitely as she's mellowed and grown as an artist, it's I've become more and more feel that I'm gravitating towards her, and that song just is great. It's perfect.
Yeah, thank you for choosing that. It's a beautiful song. Now, I asked you for a couple of songs that have influenced you in your life. We're going to play a couple of those next before we get into all the different stuff that Becky Blake gets up to around town. So you've chosen Magic by Olivia Newton-John and Stimulation. Why did you choose those two?
Okay, so Olivia was the first, right? So I grew up about 160 k's west of Alice Springs in a little town called Hermansburg, and I sort of grew up, it was almost like a bit of a religious cult. Yeah. And so we only had certain music that we listened to, and Olivia Newton-John, I think, was my first ever pop music cassette. And it was Olivia Newton-John's Greatest Hits Volume 3, and then every time we came down to the Big Smoke in Adelaide, I'd play it all the time. Mum got so sick of it, and I think my uncle bought me another cassette tape, so I'd stop playing it. But just her voice, the pop music at the time, and just seeing her. I think I saw her for the first time in Greece when I was about 8 or 9, and You're the One That I Want, and the Sexy Black, and my sister and I had no idea what they were singing, so we used to go you and me, honey, and Stimulation came out Wah Wah Nee when I was in high school, and it was just something. They were so ahead of their time, I feel, and that it was. I love the sort of groovy pop lyrics and music, and coincidentally, a couple of years ago, I was asked to be their backing vocalist for a couple of shows, and that was just like I'm trying to tell my 13-year-old self, it's okay. Steve Williams is going to give you a call and say, hey, been wanting to work with you for a while. Love it. You came and did the shows with us. So, very, very happy. Love this song.
And they say never meet your heroes, but isn't he a lovely man?
He's great. Yeah. Sadly, I never got to meet Paul Gray, but yeah, Steve's great, and we've had a lot of fun doing the shows.
Yeah. Well, let's hear those two songs now, and then we're going to start hearing about Piano Chicks and Chunky Custard and Becky and the Gents from Adelaide's own superstar, Becky Blake. 88.7 Adelaide's Coast FM. It's Cheryl Lee and Becky Blake show.
Yay!
Yay! Now, you may have seen Becky around town in one of her performances. It's a fabulous show. It's called The Piano Chicks. Tell us all about that one.
Right. Well, it actually started 13 years ago, and my first.
So you're getting good at it now.
Oh yeah, ish. Actually, 13 and a half years ago, and yeah, basically I'm a classically trained pianist, and I've travelled internationally since I was 20, playing in lobby lounges and cruise ships and all of that sort of thing. And I thought, well, I've got so many stories. The people that you meet, the gigs, the weird gigs. You just go, what the heck was that? And so I wanted to, and also the women that do sit behind the piano for a living. I put together a cabaret show, and it talks about those who you would expect, like Carole King and Carly Simon, some of my favourites, Tori Amos, and then also telling my story in between them all,
and paying homage to them a little bit.
Yes, absolutely, because it's something to be, and everyone knows Piano Man, Billy Joel's song. It's quite different for a chick.
Yeah,
you get the comments and people trying to slip you their room keys and all the stories, all the goss, so I put it together for a show for the Fringe 13 years ago, and just sort of from there I did Piano Chicks one year, then I did Piano Boys, then I did which was Elton John, Billy Joel, etc. Chicks versus Boys, so who was the best? That was really fun. Didn't do too many of those. I might revisit that one. And then I did the Piano Chick does Sex in the 60s, so it was all about the sexy 60s. And then I did Brit Chicks, so all the teeny bopper sort of stuff. And then I did a solo show called Confessions of a Piano Chick, which basically the audience got to follow me, and I reenacted 6 of my weirdest gigs.
Awesome.
And that won a best cabaret for the Fringe.
Congratulations! So many very different shows. You'll not be bored.
Oh no, and I'm a bit.
One coming up, right?
I do. Yeah, I'm a bit indulgent with them. I tend to go, oh, what can I do? I'd love to play babushka. So, I'll have to do Brit Chicks because that's Kate Bush, and so I'll pick the songs that I want, and I'll be self-indulgent. I've always wanted to play that with, and it's with a full live band. So there's drums and bass and cello, and so it's beautiful. So yes, I have got a gig coming growing up, and I'm revisiting the original Piano Chicks that I did 13 years ago. And I guess it's a little bit like both sides now, in that, you know, I thought, oh no, I'll just grab that out and, you know, just
dust it off.
Dust it off. It'll be fun. And I'm looking at it going, oh my gosh, in 13 years, how much has changed?
Yes.
And in myself as an artist, in myself as a person, and so I'm having to sort of completely rewrite it and I mean, the songs are still there, but just my spin on things, you know, 13 years later is quite different. You know, my kids were little back then, and they're all grown up now, and so I'm just really enjoying that. So that's on the 10th of October at Marion Cultural Centre in that beautiful theatre there.
Lovely.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that one.
Now, Becky is, she's got so many hidden talents. Apart from her fabulous performing shows, I'd like to know a little bit about we're going to talk about Chunky Custard in a minute, because that's one of my favourites, because it's just so much fun. But
it is.
Another feather in your cap, Becky, you're a marriage and funeral celebrant.
That's correct.
How does that come about?
Well, I thought so I got qualified in 2017 because I thought, well, you're getting a bit long in the tooth now, and you can't be jumping around the stage on hot pants for your entire life.
Why not?
I still am.
That's right.
So, but it's still it's something that I still love to do, and quite often then get booked with one of my other acts as well. Usually, Becky and the Gents, which is my little 4-piece, and you know, just as other music for the reception, and it's just
you're
just
like the
nice.
full package, babe.
Oh, can be. Have Mike will travel.
Yeah. So there you go. Is there a website?
Oh, everything's on. We can get in touch with me on BeckyBlakeEntertainer.com.
Yeah.
And that's got pretty much everything on there. All my acts and my celebrant stuff. There's a page there too.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about Chunky Custard next, because if you haven't seen a Chunky Custard show in the last 34 years?
Well, this is our 36th year. Yeah, so we just turned 35 in June, and on to 36. Of course, I wasn't with them from the beginning because I was
you
way
were only
too young.
5.
That's right. As it was, I joined when I was a fetus.
Yeah.
But
prior to conception.
That's correct. No, I've been with them for I think it'll be 25 in February, March. So it's been.
That is an amazing stint, isn't it? Like, that's a lot longer than many bands.
It's been nuts, and you know, it sort of started as a joke. My husband is the male singer in the band, and him and the guitarist started it as a bit of a joke for someone's birthday, and we'll just
bit of fun,
muck around, put on some Kiss costumes, and that's 36 years later, and here we are, still doing it.
Well, I have been lucky enough to be in the audience quite a a few times over the years. Recently with them,
that was
Flying
Doctors.
Yeah,
that was up north somewhere.
Yeah,
Claire.
I think so.
It was Claire.
Yeah, that was amazing. And of course, we've seen you at the Arca Bar numerous times. Yeah. It is the most fun you can have with your clothes on.
Well, not that people don't always keep their clothes on, that's the thing. No, it's a really fun show to do, and you know, I don't think any of us would still be doing it if it didn't have that energy.
Yeah.
And when we get together, you know, it's just so much fun. Musically, it gels, and we just have a great time rocking out. And I think the success with Chunky has been that we are so audience-centred. It's not have a look at us, it's have a look at you having fun with us.
Yes.
You know, and I think that's what gives it. We just did this show last month in Wallaroo, and it was a woman who was celebrating 10 years of being breast cancer free, and she just put out, you know, you never know how these things are going to go. She ended up packing out the Wallaroo Town Hall with 450 people. Wow. And raised $20,000 for the McGrath Foundation, and it was a magnificent night. So, you know, we still get those gigs. I'm so very, very blessed to have the opportunity to travel to so many places. We've travelled all over the place, internationally, and all over Australia. I think just about every nook and cranny in Australia. We go, okay, then we've got a gig here. I'm going, oh, get the map out and have a look. Used to get the atlas out. Now we just get the, we go, how the heck are we going to get there? A couple of years ago we did the Camel Cup in Murray, and we flew there in a small plane, 13-seater plane from Alice Springs. We had a show the night before, and it was over all the the inner parts of and quite low. Of obviously being a small plane, it was just magnificent to see what a wonderful, beautiful country, and how blessed we are just to have those opportunities to travel and meet people from all sorts of different walks and talks, from your basic Barry to your hoity-toity and
everyone in between.
Everyone in between. And my favourite thing with Chunky is to go out, the guys tend to go and hide in the dressing room and take their wigs off, but I go out and have a chat to people in the audience and get the selfies and all of that sort of thing.
I can attest to that. You do. I've got a couple.
Yes. So that's the fun of it, and meeting those people, and very, very blessed to have been, for it to have had this longevity.
Yeah. Really. Look, if you can get to a Chunky show, do it. Now, we've got so much more to talk about. I was going to play two of your favourite songs by Chunky, Blondie's Call Me or Susie Quattro's Devilgate Drive, but we want to chat. You have to pick which one.
Oh, yeah. It's like choosing between my favourite children. Okay, let's go Devilgate Drive, hey?
Yeah, we always like a bit of Susie Q.
Oh, yeah.
You make a good Susie. You've got a good guitar.
I love Susie. I think is my favourite character. She's got so much grit.
Right, well, let's play her Devilgate Drive, and we'll be back some more with Becky Blake shortly. Now, I asked about some of the highlights, and there's so many. We've picked
Couple.
the top three. Well, we've picked three. I want you to tell me about the doco.
Yes, so local marathon runner extraordinaire, Anna Liptak, she asked me to write a song for her documentary called I'm Not a Runner, and it ended up, the documentary ended up winning 2 international awards, New York and Boston documentary film festivals.
Wow.
So that was very cool, and my song was called Where My Footsteps Tread. It's on YouTube if you want to go take a look, and it's about not giving up when things get difficult. So I've run marathons myself, and you get to that stage where you're sort of having to dig pretty deep. Yeah.
So, and when the going gets tough,
tough
get going.
That's right. And we recorded it during COVID, actually. That was when the movie was being released. So I only had a couple of days' notice, and I wrote it and then recorded it in Quintanier's studio with his beautiful grand piano. So I recorded the keys and then did the vocals over the top. And super happy with it. Anna cried when I played it for us.
Aww.
So that was it was very, very rewarding to do a project like that.
That is a highlight. And another highlight we spoke about was your disco song in the
Tagalog, which is the language of the Philippines. So my great-grandfather was Filipino, and he came out to Australia and was a pearl diver in Darwin, and I got asked to do this song for it was for AusAsia with a full band, and it was very cool. And I don't know any Tagalog. I mean, he went back to the Philippines, and all that culture side of my family was lost. But it was so disco was huge in the Philippines in the 70s. They loved their Earth, Wind and Fire and their Bee Gees and all that sort of stuff. And so I learned a song called Mr. Disco. And I'll sing a little bit. It goes, Mr. Disco, mahal kita, I love you. Shabada, Mr. Disco man, pwede ka bang makapiling sa aking pagsasaya? Shabada, Mr. Disco. It's a fantastic song, and it's almost like it was written for me. And that was so much fun to do that with even though I don't have any of the heritage, the culture myself, I keep seem to attract these crazy Filipinos, and they're just fantastic people.
And can we Google that on the YouTube as well?
No, I haven't. Oh, I should. I think there's a recording somewhere. I should put that up too. It was a fantastic night. Unfortunately, it was it was an outdoor big show, but the weather wasn't great, and it was one of those that you couldn't dance. You had to space because it was during COVID as well. It was coming towards the end of COVID, but you couldn't dance and you couldn't do this and you couldn't do this and couldn't do that. Yeah.
No French kissing.
No. It's hard to French kiss when you're 3 feet away from someone.
Exactly. How did people get together during COVID?
Oh, look, they found a way.
When there's a will. Oh, that's fantastic. And there's one other story that I personally heard because I saw you perform recently at a Sue Redmond fundraising dinner.
Yeah.
You are everywhere, man. You're such a busy lady, and I think again, donating your time and talent, that is fantastic for these fabulous causes. And you told us the story that night about your recent trip to Zambia.
Yes. So a friend, I've had these overachieving friends, Anna Liptak doing documentaries, and Sandy Clark, my friend, lived in Zambia in the late 60s, early 70s, and she's giving back to the country that she spent that time in, and has built. I've been part of one of the cogs in the wheel for over a decade now, and she's built a hospital in a remote part of Zambia. And back in May, I got to go back, go to Zambia. I've been to Zambia before, actually, coincidentally, and so I got to go back with my eldest daughter, and we performed at a fundraiser in Lusaka, in the capital, and then we travelled for 10 hours in a four-wheel drive, like all squashed in, and out to a very remote part, and there was the hospital. So it was very rewarding to go and see things that we'd fundraised for the past over a decade, and see the ambulance that we packed the crate here in Adelaide and sent it over to Zambia, which is a landlocked country in Africa, and the fact that it got there, and we stuffed the crate with beds and gauze and everything that we could fit in there for the hospital. So it was so very rewarding to see it, and thousands of babies have been born. They haven't lost a mother yet, so it's that was quite an incredible trip.
Yeah. Well done you. Not only are you a fabulous performer, but you're one pretty good human, Becky Blake.
Oh, thank you. So are you. It takes one to know one, I think.
Thank you so much for coming in and spending an hour with us tonight. It's been fabulous getting to know you a little bit more. So if anybody wants to track you down, I think Becky Blake on Facebook and Insta and website.
Yeah. BeckyBlakeEntertainer.com is my website, and on Facebook I'm Becky Blake Entertainer. And so I've got doing the support act next month. Yeah, my next sort of public shows, the support act next week on the 18th, and then on the 10th of October at Marion Cultural Centre. And I think we're going to finish up with a song that I'm playing at both of those.
Are we? Yeah. So if you want to see Becky Blake sing this song live, I know you love Carly Simon because she's so spunky, and you love her music and her piano playing. So we're going to play You're So Vain and let you get home. And thank you again so much for spending some time with us tonight.
It's been very fun.
Not only have we gone live to air without too many stuff-ups, but you can also catch Becky's... yes, we're still alive. Becky's... Rider TV performance on Channel 44 on a Thursday night near you. So we survived another Coast episode, and Becky, she's such a delight.
She is, mate, true professional too.
That's right.
And one of the greats in South Australia here.
So if you do ever get a chance to see any of Becky's many different shows, the Piano Chicks, Chunky Custard, any of them, do so.
She's
you
versatile.
won't regret it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're proud of you, mate.
Yeah. And we'll see you.
Same bat time.
Same bat channel.
Bye.
Next week.
Cheryl, tell us the good news.
If you love your music as much as we do, and everybody involved in this show does it for the love of it, none of us get paid, and you'd like to be involved, please just email this address here and come along and have a chat to us about sponsoring maybe one show or even a whole series of shows. We'd love to have you on board.